What's going on, guys? It's CanPlayer here, and today we're back with another chess video. I just thought I'd show this game on how I um, came back from losing in the opening, not because my opponent was better than me, but just because I played it very bad, and uncorked a cool little sequence at the end of the video. So make sure you watch the whole thing, but I can't stop you from skipping ahead or clicking off the video. Anyway, let's get on with the start of the video. He played e4 like any regular person would play on white most of the time. And I played into the Caro-Kann defense because that is my main opening on black. He decided to push his h4 pawn and then again push his e4 pawn. This is still kind of a Caro-Kann structure, so it didn't really make a difference to me. What really got me was when he pushed his f4 pawn. Not really used to seeing any of this. I thought I'd bring my bishop out. He decided to attack it, obviously. And at this point, I pretty much knew he was going to push his other pawn, since he's moved everything but 3 pawns. Uh, So he just kept on pushing his pawns, and as you can see here, I'm losing by almost 2 points. Um, and he just is pushing pawns, so it's only if you play everything perfectly, he's winning. The engine is suggesting pushing the final pawn just to finish it off, but he decided not to do that. I took. He can take that back, which he does. And I decide, since he doesn't have any active pieces, that I would try to trade pieces off. He moves his queen out. And that really just takes away everything that he's done so far. As he has no active pieces out, no defense on his king. My king is perfectly safe, and I'm about to castle. I have no problem with trading pieces here. And he ends up trading all the pieces. I can't castle, which is kind of annoying, but as you can see, the engine is saying it's pretty much equal. If not, I'm winning. And after knight to f3, I'm just up. No material, just up positional advantage because that's his one active piece out. I'll just move along here a little bit. Not a lot of important moves here. I decide to leave the bishop where it is because I don't really care if he takes it. He would just be taking with his only active piece pretty much. This knight is not doing a lot, and this bishop is just useless right now. I attack the knight to try to get him to take the bishop, and he does. The engine doesn't really like that. It's suggesting pushing more pawns to close the structure. So that there's some sort of Maroczy bind in the position, and probably a draw would be the only thing that'll happen. Because we're just equal on material at this point in time, and my pieces can't really go anywhere. After he pushes the a4 or the a2 pawn to a4, however, gives me a slight advantage here. Because now I can move my knight out. Moving along here, not a lot of stuff happening. He gives me a check and cements his bishop. And then he decides to push his g4 pawn to g5. Takes. I take with the rook to make an open file. He decides to attack the pawn on f7. It's the weak pawn here. I decide to push it, attack his knight. I saw here that if he decides to move the knight, I could trap it. And he decided to do that, which is basically where the end of the game was for him. He attacks my my rook here, but the second I move my rook out of the way, his knight has no squares. without losing it, obviously. It's suggesting bishop back for the knight, because it's not in any immediate danger. So technically, you can still save the knight without losing material. But once he castles here, he's just losing. He's just losing material. He decides to take the pawn to get me to be scared a little bit. Not scared at all. I just take the knight, and he takes another pawn for good measure, which, to be fair, only losing 1 point of material is not bad at all. But these 2 pawns are also weak now. He defends the pawn. No issue with that because my knight just takes. And now he has a solidified structure. This pawn can't do anything, and these 2 pawns are weak. So I capture one of the pawns. He gives me a check. I move my king back to e8. He attacks his pawn. I defend the pawn. He tries to double his rooks. I take the extra free pawn on h4. Gives me a check. I trade rooks with him. Gives me another check. Now here he has a I have to be careful because he can attack this pawn if I don't defend it. And he can also move here afterwards to attack this pawn, which is also weak. He defends the pawn here. And this is where I so right here, I knew that he was probably going to go right here. So I knew after this move I was going to play the check here. King moves. Not a lot of options. It could have moved. Can't move here. It can't move here. It can't move here. So the only option is out, which in hindsight may have been the better way to go. Try to checkmate me down here somewhere. But he decides to go over to the right side of the board. I give him another check. And it's actually mate in 1, based on where he moves here. And now, of course, me being a 1,000 rated player and not really playing chess as much anymore, I didn't see mate in 1, which would be this move right here. That's just checkmate. Of course, I didn't see that, but instead, I saw this whole sequence here, which another knight check. He moved to b4, which is what he did. I would check him with the pawn, which grabs the king in since it can't move. Can't move to this square. Can't move to this square. Can't move to this square. Can't move here. Can't move here obviously because it's not available to it. And here, it can move there. But obviously, a 979 rated player is just gonna take the pawn. And that's exactly what he does. And he falls into my trap here. There's another check. And then I made him with the rook. So it was a forced sequence. Pretty much. I should have had mate in 1 probably earlier. But, you know, I still found the sequence at the end, which is all that matters. And that's how I beat Pablo here. It was a good game. I got really confused with the whole pawn pushing thing. It's not the greatest strategy, but it caught me off guard because you don't really see that very often. So good game from him. Just the one mistake with the knight was really what caused the downfall of his position. So yeah, guys, thank you guys all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.